Hello everyone, and welcome to my latest Total War Warhammer 2 online quick battle. Today I really wanted to play some Chaos Warriors. So let's get into what I brought. I brought a front line of just 4 Chaos Warriors with some great weapons on the wings. And then I also had noticed that my opponent chose Dwarves, so I thought I'd be cheeky and bring some Chariots as well as a Flying Manticore. Because I was thinking, they don't have good mobility, what could possibly go wrong there? And on top of that, I also brought a Hell Cannon here, so that I could get some nice pot shots in on their infantry. Thing is, I underestimated my opponent and I underestimated the dwarves, and you'll see that shortly. I also brought a Shadow Sorcerer here. I brought a slim 2 spells. I just wanted the Enfeebling Foe and the Pendulum, and then I put him on a little horse. I tried to keep him pretty cheap. And then I brought Sigvald with some regeneration. Now, I'm not too in tune with the meta, so I don't know what the best Chaos Lords or anything are, but I just love Sigvald. He's got a shield, he's tanky, he's got some regen. Yeah, so let's look at our opponent here in the blue trunks. What did he bring? Looks like he's got some miners up front here, and he had some iron breakers here on the wings with some quarrelers here, and I believe some longbeards in back trying to defend them. And he also brought these stinking gyrocopters. See, I had totally forgot about these units whenever I was choosing my Chaos Army, and you'll see what happens. Alright, so let's get this battle underway. So to begin with, I just give a 1A to my whole front line here, trying to get them into the battle. I want to get my Hell Cannon firing on their Quarrelers, because I figured the most damage I can do to them early as possible, the better. The less ammo they can spend shooting at my infantry. And it's going to whiff its first shot too, of course. And I got my Chariots here coming around the back. I want to get them into those juicy Quarrelers. Now, I figured, my Exalted Hero, surely he can take on some Gyrocopters, right? No, look at this damage. Insane damage coming from those Brimstone guns. I immediately pull him back and start kiting with him. I was afraid to engage with those things. Meanwhile, I just leave my Mage Hero here just to get blasted by Quallers and the Brimstone guns as well. And I decide I've got to give up my Hell Cannon as bait. He's just going to come back here with the Brimstone guns, Gyrocopters, and just eat this thing alive. So I just need to fully commit to this entire battle back here. There's no hope in defending this as I have no real range. So I'm going to hunt his backline with my Exalted Hero, bring these Chariots in, try to collapse in on him, and do as much damage as possible. Now I'm also leading the army here with Sigvald. He's going to tank these blasting charges. And see, if they would have hit, it would have done so much damage. So I'm glad he tanked that frontline charge there, all those blasting charges. Didn't do nearly as much damage as it should have. Yeah, these guys took quite a bit from those blasting charges as well. So I got the Chariots in the back line here, eating up some of those Quarrelers, trying to bring these guys in to hit the Quarrelers from this side as well. And I'm going to land back here at the Exalted Hero. Now, these guys are going to unload on my Exalted Hero, and he's going to take some serious damage as well. We also got a dual engagement here between Ground Brindle and Sigvald. So my goal here at my Shadowcaster was to drop a Pendulum on some sort of front line, as well as use Enfeebling Foe on the enemy Lord, so I could get a advantageous duel here. So you see there's the Pendulum there. We got the Chariots running amok in the back. There's the Exalted Hero taking tremendous damage from these Quarreler fires. I need to shut these guys down. In hindsight, I should have pulled these Chaos Warriors through, got on there and shut them down, but I just didn't do it in time. He took so much damage. I had pulled these Chariots way too far out of combat for a cycle charge. You should see here, I think, no, not quite yet, but I do drop some Enfeebling Foes on Ground Brindle quite a few times in this battle here. And in the back, the Gyrocopters are still actually in melee dealing with my Hell Cannon. Probably not the best way to go about doing it, but I'm not sure if my opponent just forgot about them or accidentally like alt-right clicked here. But yeah, I was trying to buy as much time as possible with that Hell Cannon. My opponent does push off my Exalted Hero. They continue firing. I finally get that group of Chaos Warriors through and onto those Quarrelers, and I am just pushing back and forth with these Chariots, trying to tie down as many of these Quarrelers as possible so that they cannot fire. I'm even getting the Sorcerer back here in some melee engagements. My opponent's running all over the place with Ground Brindle. I think he was trying to just chase Prince Sigvald the entire battle with Ground Brindle here. But yeah, there you see it. I dropped another Enfeebling Foe here on him. just trying to keep him from whooping Sigvald too hard. The frontline engagement, there's really not a whole lot to say here. We've got the Ironbreakers just fighting some great weapons. The battles are, I think, in general going in my favor, as the dwarf combat stats aren't all that great across the board. They probably needed some great weapons to deal with my heavy armor, as most of them have very low armor piercing across the board here. Now my opponent finally brings back his gyrocopters. They've dealt with my hell cannon, and now they're just going to shoot at the backs and bomb my Chaos Warriors here in the front line. I think the chariots are doing a good job so far. They've really pushed off a lot of these quarrelers, done some serious damage to them. My opponent's backline is completely compromised. I'm just trying to hunt with my Exalted Hero as he's really low on life. Keep him away from the gyrocopters, keep him away from Grombrindle and other quarrelers and that, and just try to get some rear charges and general morale attacks on these the front line here. Now what my opponent's going to do is he's just going to hunt all of my heroes with his brimstone guns. And right now he's just taking pot shot after Prince Sigvald. And I drop another enfeebling foe on Grombrindle, trying to bring him down with some Chaos Warriors, the hero, and Sigvald. And he does go down. He does pop his Grombrindle, knows no fear, makes his entire army unbreakable shortly. And I was like, what the heck is going on? I don't understand. But yeah, Grombrindle has no fear. That's what's going on. So I'm chasing in the back. I'm trying to shatter as many of his units as possible, because I figure if I can clear off his entire ground force, then these gyrocopters will be forced to land. But before they do, they are going to take Sigvald with them, and I believe they already took my Shadowcaster they took with them too. Oh no, he's right here. Yeah, they're going to take him now. Since Sigvald's running, he figured, I'm going to take out this Shadowcaster. But overall, the frontline engagements have been going really well for me. I have just too much stuff on the ground, and his units are starting to shatter. I've really only got this unit of Ironbreakers left to deal with, and so I'm pulling in the chariots here, as well as trying to spread these units out to minimize the damage that these gyrocopters and their bombs do. Yeah, I'm going to lose this caster here shortly, and then Sigvald comes back, but he's going to immediately turn these gyrocopters to start dealing with Sigvald again. So like I said, I'm just going to try to shatter these Ironbreakers as fast as possible. Just going to pull the chariots back in. Oh yeah, juicy charge. Just sending Ironbreakers everywhere. Pulling in the Chaos Warriors here. I think, do I pull these in? I think I might spread them out at one point to try to distract or bait these gyrocopters again. And then I have another unit of Longbeards here I have to shatter as well. Everything else is pretty much taken care of. I got the Exalted Hero on this last unit of Quarrelers back here. I've got some great weapons chasing into the sunset. Another group of Ironbreakers. That's actually a good thing, because if those guys would have come back, they might not have broken so easily if they weren't being chased. So yeah, everything's getting cleaned up on the ground here pretty well. My opponent is, yeah, he's hunting Sigvald again. I think he really should have just let Sigvald maybe run away there, or just chase him with one of them and then use the other two to shoot into all of my chariots and Chaos Warriors here, because this is about the end for my opponent. The Ironbreakers are just about to shatter, and these guys are going to shatter too once these chariots do a little bit more damage to them. So in hindsight, he probably should have only chased with one of these gyrocopters while he tried to do some more damage to my Chaos Warriors here. But like they say, hindsight is 20/20, and microwing everything can be quite difficult at sometimes. Let's get a good look at where are the last Ironbreakers here. Can we even find them? Oh, there's one right there. Oh, he just died. Is there another one? There's 7 left. Where are they? They're so short. Oh my gosh. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Let's watch him get rode down. Oh, there's one down. Is there just one left? No, there's 2 left. Oh, he's not dead yet. All right. And without units on the ground, my opponent was forced to concede, basically. If he would have brought the gyrocopters down into melee combat, they most assuredly would have died. So yeah, let's look at the unit statistics here and see how well everybody did. So it looks like my front line did a great job. He didn't have any armor piercing, so these guys were allowed to just swing away for days. The great weapons did all right too. Surprisingly outdone by the Chaos Warriors, but he did have the Iron Breakers on the wings, and I had my great weapons on the wings. So that is probably why these guys did get less kills. They were up against a lot tougher and meatier foe. My Hell Cannon only did get those 20 kills, but it served its purpose. It served as bait. It tied up those gyrocopters. It did a great thing. And then 59 and 55 kills on the chariots in the back line, hitting up those quarrelers. Not the most amount of kills, but the amount of time that they kept those quarrelers from shooting was a blessing. It kept those guys from just messing up my frontline infantry, because we saw what they did to my exalted hero. And then, yeah, only 18 kills on the Chaos Sorcerer. I think his debuffs on Grombrindle were very strong, though. We were able to get advantageous duel with Sigvald against Grombrindle with those like severely reduced stats. I think that really did help out. So he did his job too. Now my opponent, yeah, see, we did shut down those quarrelers quite heavily. Only 5 kills from any of the quarrelers. Now, mind you, he was shooting at my heroes quite a bit with those. But overall, I think we did a great job here. I love playing Chaos. I love using their chariots and I can't wait to see what we get in Total War Warhammer 3 for the Chaos Warriors. Maybe some marks for these guys here. Get some tentacles for Slanesh or some blue-colored armor for Tzeentch. Who knows what we'll see. But thanks again for tuning in to my Total War Warhammer Online Quick Battle, and I will catch you guys in the next one. I'll see you then. Bye.